Hey everybody, Katie here, and welcome back to another video. As you can see, it is honeybee day here at the homestead, and we have a package of bees that we are going to put into this hive today. Now, I've kept honeybees before in the past, kept them for several years, but it's been quite a few years since I've done it. I'm excited to get back into it, really been wanting to get a hive here at the homestead. So this is a package of bees that we're going to put right into this hive here. Now this hive is a hive that has been used in the past. So what I have in this hive here is, it's a 10 frame hive body, and there's already drawn out comb here. So normally you'd have your frames, they'd be flat, and the bees will end up building the wax comb and drawing it out, so that way they can have places to store pollen, honey, and lay the eggs and make the brood to make new bees. This is already drawn out, and I have what we'll have is 6 frames of already pre-drawn comb that's going to be in this hive. So we have six frames that are very similar to that. Some of them you can see have a little bit of mold on them. That's not a major cause for concern. The bees will clean that right up. They're very efficient at cleaning it up, as long as you don't have too much. You don't want to have an excessive amount, and you know, you don't want mold that's like black mold or anything like that. This is just from this hive sitting around for a while. But the bees will be very efficient at cleaning that up. And so we'll have 6 frames that are already drawn out for them. And the other thing I did, I'll have 4 frames that are full of honey. These are full of honey from the bees that were in this hive previously. And that'll give these bees, again, another huge jump start and advantage. This is stuff that they can start eating for food right now, because we are early spring. There's not a lot of wildflowers or anything out yet as far as pollen. So this will give them a huge start where I won't really have to feed them sugar water. They can eat this honey. That'll give them a big jump start as well. And what I did was put the 2 frames of honey on one end, one outside of the hive, and the other 2 frames of honey are over on this side, because you want you want the bees to really be building up their brood and everything in the middle and work their way out. So we're going to dump them right in the middle. They can get out to the sides and get that honey to feed off of and feed the queen. So find that nice frame. This one here. So this one here I'm going to pull out. I have 2 frames pulled out. We have another frame right here that I have out to make room to put these bees in. This one here I'm going to put the queen on. And she's in a little box here. I'll show you that. Now we're going to open that package and get started. So I'll leave this out. First thing we got to do is, there's this little cover right here. We're going to pop that off. And they can't fly out yet because there's a little tin can in there too. And that tin can is full of sugar water. And that's what they've been living off of the last couple days while they're in this box and transport. This little tab here is attached to a little box that the queen is in. She's in there with a couple worker bees, and she's in a separate box. So what we're going to do is, first we're going to pry out this sugar water. Well, make sure I can get to it. But before I do that, you can see the bees are all up top here, so I'm going to give it a little, wrap it right down a little bit and knock them down the bottom. Get most of them down there? Yeah. And we're going to very carefully get this can out. Before I do anything else, I'm going to get the can out. I'm going to slide that right back over. Some bees are going to come out, and that's okay if you get some out. Some are on the bottom of this sugar water. We're just going to go ahead and put them right down in there. And when you take your can out, flip it this way, because there's little holes in the can, and that's how they get that sugar water. We'll flip that, set it off to the side. Okay, we're gonna tamper back down just so it, you see they all came back up to the top. They're rearing and ready to go. They're coming right out already. Oh boy, look at that. Try not to crush any, because if you crush a bee, what happens is they send out a pheromone that's like danger, and the other bees smell it and they go, and that's how you get stung real quick. So I'm going to tamp this down again and try to work fairly fast. but carefully. Get her loose. Some bees are coming out, and that's okay. Now, next thing you want to do is absolutely you want to make sure that the queen is in there and alive. I see her. She's alive and well. I don't know if you'll pick it up on the camera, but she's the little bit bigger one in there. She's moving around. She's ready. So the thing with this here too is what you'll see is you got the queen with a couple worker bees. You see this white stuff there? That's basically like a sugar cube. And then there's a little cork here. And then there's a cork in this end. Don't remove the cork that's in this end. You want to keep her in there. If you let her out too fast, the bees don't get used to her and they might not accept her and they might start attacking her. These bees haven't been together their whole lives, so they need some days to accept her. Now they have had some days in there, but what you do is you pull this little cork out right here. That's where the sugar cube is. We're going to pull that cork out, and the bees that are in here and then the bees that we're going to dump into this hive will start eating their way towards her. And hopefully in 3 or so days, they'll eat through that sugar cube and she'll be released into the hive that way. So we're going to pop that little cork out right now. Those bees are ready. So we just pop that little cork out. Now, I'm going to just pull this tab off in these staples. Now when you can put this in, you can keep that tab on, you can hang it. Whatever you do, you want to hang it so the bees have access to the mesh and to this sugar cube, of course. You don't want to put her, like, you wouldn't want to put it up against a frame like this where that mesh, they can't get to her. So you can either, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You could keep that tab on and you could hang it, or you could put them where they're up between the things like this. But what I think I'm going to try this time, I need to take this glove off, so I have a couple rubber bands here. I'll take both gloves off for a second for this part. And this is this nice frame here. I think I'm going to rubber band her right to this. They can still get to her and feed her, and they're still going to get to that sugar cube. I'll even angle it a little this way, because bees kind of work their way up. But they'll still be able to get to that sugar cube and start eating at it to get her out of there. So we're going to set this right down in there. Alright, now comes the fun part.
Alright, I might back up a little bit and zoom in.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll be able, just as long as you'll be able to see them dumping in.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to be glad to get out of here.
I think so too. Alright, ready when you are.
Okay, let's do this thing. You ready?
Yep.
Filming? Well, everybody, they're in there. Unfortunately, my wife did not hit the record button. It went so good. It went so smooth. I knocked them down and then just one big dump in. It was a couple shakes and right in they all went. And we went to watch it back because I was so pumped about how smooth it went, and it did not record. So we missed the best part. We missed the best part, which is kind of a bummer because you can't redo this. They're in there. But I'm going to show you what's going on here. They're all flying around. I mean, I got almost every single one of them out of that box, and they're all in there now. So let's take a look. So there's hardly any left in that box. And I just set it in front of the hive because they'll just end up coming up out of there and figuring it out and getting in. But it worked so good. I got them dumped in there so smooth. And look at them all here. I mean, they're just packed in there. And right down in there, you can see that's that box that has the queen. They're all over it, getting to know her. They already have probably gotten to know her a good amount. Got Bees flying in my eyes. Already in there checking out the honey, moving all throughout the hive. It went really well. Too bad we didn't get it on film, but that's alright. You can look up some other ones on YouTube and see how it's done. But you just shake them in, and it was just a whole pile of bees that came dumping out of that. Perfectly right into here. I mean, I couldn't be happier how smooth it went. I'm just kind of bummed we didn't get it on film.
I'm sorry. She's meant for YouTube. I'm not.
It's alright. It happens. I'm just happy it went smooth. And they seem to be happy. They're buzzing all around. It's a nice day. Couldn't ask for a better day to do it. Try carefully not to crush any. Just gotta go real slow. Look out, look out, look out. Hopefully I didn't get any on that side. If I did, it happens. I'll get this on too. Again, carefully. Look out. Here's what you guys missed, but it was a lot cooler than that. A few bees in there, so we're just gonna leave this here, let them work their way out of there. But now we're just gonna let them go. It should take, hopefully, like I said, probably 2 to 3 days for them to get through that sugar cube to release that queen. So we'll come and check on them, you know, in a couple days and see what they're doing. If they don't get her out, they didn't get through that sugar cube in a couple days, that's when you pop that other cork out on the other side, that little box. But usually they get her out. Well, got the fence all up and turned it on, tested it. It is working. We are good to go there. Again, there is no guarantee that this electric fence will keep a bear out. If a bear wants bad enough to get into these bees and this honey, they'll do it. They'll just go through the fence. You think about a bear that gets to a hive that's full of bees, they're in there getting stung the whole time and they're still ripping and tearing. So an electric fence may or may not work, but you gotta at least try. You gotta have some line of defense. And I just kind of hope that if we're home at night and a bear does come in, at least maybe this will deter it a little bit or slow it down enough to get the dogs barking inside and I can kind of come running out and hopefully chase it away. But gotta try something. It's better than nothing. So we'll see. Hopefully we won't have any issues with that, but I've had issues with bears in the past keeping bees, and if they want it bad enough, they'll get it. So we'll do the best we can. Having the dogs helps huge. Richie's already been guarding. She's been barking back behind me this way into the woods, and I'm like, man, I guarantee there's probably already a bear creeping around and smelling this, because there are 4 full frames of honey in this hive already. They have been busy. They started off just kind of cleaning things up in that hive. Today I've noticed they are starting to bring pollen in. I got up close there for a little bit and just kind of stood there and watched, and there are some worker bees flying in with pollen sacs on their legs and bringing that in. So they are busy working, and that's exactly what we want. And like I said, I think they have just a huge head start because there's already drawn out comb, there's already honey in there. They should be rip-raring and ready to go. After you put a new package of bees in, you kind of want to wait for about 5 days before you open them up again, just to let them establish, kind of leave them alone, leave them be, let them do their thing, don't bother them. And then about 5 days you open them up, you make sure and check on that queen, see if she got out of her little cage, if they ate through that sugar cube. If not, that's when you pull out the cork on the other end of that box, which we'll check out this weekend. But I imagine they'll get her out. They usually do. And we'll try to find her. That'd be the next hard part, is trying to locate her in the hive if she is out of that box. We'll take a real good look and see if we can find her. It's tough, but you can go ahead and assume she's probably in there if they ate through that sugar cube. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you maybe learned something if you are new to this kind of thing. And if you're not and you have some tips or any advice for me, feel free to drop that in the comments. I apologize again for us missing the actual part of dumping the bees into the hive. That's like the best part of getting a new package of bees, and it's kind of fun to, watch that process. But we missed it, and that happens. I should also had a second camera running, I guess, but all went well. I can honestly say it went really smooth. I mean, it was just a couple shakes and they were all in there, so it went well. That's the more important thing than even getting it on film. Just kind of bummed that we missed that part, but there'll be more times that we can have that opportunity. And if you want to see exactly that part and how it's done, I'm sure there's a ton of YouTube videos that'll show you exactly how that is done. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more bee update videos, along with some more homesteading videos that I'll be putting out. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you want to. If you're not subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button. But of course, you don't have to subscribe. You can just enjoy the videos. And I will see you guys in the next one.